We came to this area in hopes of living here on this farm.
When Nathan and I met, we met at a farming school, and we knew that that's what we wanted to do. My father knew about H.O.M.E and all the projects and the land trusts and the housing that they help with poor people, and he suggested that we talk to them about living arrangements. So H.O.M.E had owned this land, and they had it kind of sitting, and they were just paying the taxes on it. They had volunteers come and work on the house. The other house had burnt down while it was in their possession. So they had volunteers come up during the summer to build the house with the intention of finding a family that would want to be a farm family on it.
We could never have afforded 30 acres and a house and a barn had it been through like a normal real estate transaction. Like, we didn't have to come up with a down payment.
If you're unemployed and homeless, what do you need? You need a job. And we produce things that people need. We need to have houses, right? Homeless people need homes, not shelters. How do we do that? Now, there's something called self-help economics. So if people need houses, now they could go to the bank, borrow the money, and buy all the materials from the place down the road, which who knows who made them and where they came from. Or we could have a mill. We could cut the trees and have a mill and make the lumber and the shingles and make the doors and make the cabinets and employ people on every level of that. So when the house gets mortgaged, that we've created the economy to pay the people, plus we built the house. So that's called self-development economics.
This was a burnt house that we had. It's something that we had to demolish in the fall. And so this summer we had several groups come help us put it together, basically. And they funded a lot of the materials, and they basically brought the manpower.
Mainers in this area are really hard workers, working with their hands usually, historically anyway. Lots of woodcutters and trade workers, mechanics, and those jobs either aren't here anymore. Manufacturing jobs are a big industry in Maine, shoe factories and paper mills, and those are dropping. I think we're one of the few models left where you can come here and the idea anyway, it doesn't always work, but the idea is that we can still try and engage the work of your hands somehow.
Like, we were working in the garden last night, the three of us, and she was watching us with our hands in the ground. And I think, like, that's the reason, because it feels connected to something more than just going to a job and then coming home and goofing off. You know, you're like connected to something greater.
I think it's necessary to have that kind of system anywhere where there's poverty, and I think there's poverty everywhere in the world. To be able to support people that are struggling is a necessary thing anywhere, right?
Yeah, that's what the Emmaüs movement is to me, is knowing that I'm making some part, and even building small low-income houses like this it helps low-income people to find a home.